We're happy little Vegemite, as bright can be, because we love our Vegemite. We all adore our Vegemite. It puts a rose in every cheek.
What is it?
It's Vegemite from Australia. Have you heard of it?
Yes, but I know that it's from Australia, but I don't know what it is exactly.
I'm wondering how many people have heard of it.
Yeah. Let's see. You know what Vegemite is?
Yes.
Oh no, sorry, I don't know.
Yes, it's a sort of spread.
No.
Yes.
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like yeast something.
Yes?
Yes, I know. It comes from.
No, I have no idea what is it. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yes.
Have you ever tried it before?
Yes. Second time.
Really? Do you like it?
Not really.
Okay, thank you very much. Have you ever tried it?
We've tried it, yes.
And do you like it?
I prefer Marmite. But
Really?
the kids used to have Vegemite when they were babies because there's less salt
Okay.
in Marmite.
I know. It comes from Australia. It's vegetable based.
And do you like it?
I like it.
Yeast something.
Have you ever tried it before?
Yeah.
And do you like it?
No.
Okay.
Yes, it's a sort of spread, meaty spread that the Australians like.
Have you ever tried it before?
No, we have something similar in the UK called Marmite.
Oh, okay. I know
And
it.
Marmite, you either hate or you love.
What it is? Because I have friends from Australia.
Have you ever tried it before?
Yeah, I tried it. But I think it's good, but it's also smelling very bad.
Have you ever tried it before?
Yes. I have tried before.
Do you like it?
No, not.
What's one thing that Australians love to eat on their toast for breakfast? An umami flavored, vitamin B packed, tall black salty spread, Vegemite. This bread is said to be found in 9 out of 10 homes in Australia and is a point of national pride. But how was this celliferous spread created? How did it become so popular, and what does it taste like? Our story begins in the late 19th century with this guy, Justus von Liebig. Old mate Justus discovered that yeast extract left over from brewing beer could be concentrated down into something that was somewhat edible. A few years later, in 1902, in Burton-upon-Trent, England, the Marmite Extract Company was formed, which produced Marmite, an edible salty yeast paste developed from Justus' discovery. Sales of Marmite were pretty good, and in 1908, the Sanitarium Health Food Company, known today for another iconic Aussie breakfast food, bought the rights to distribute Marmite in New Zealand and Australia. During World War I, the supply of Marmite to Australia dried up, so in 1922, in Melbourne, Australia, a man called Fred Walker commissioned the chemist Cyril Callister to come up with an alternate salty yeast spread. Callister got to work using the leftover yeast extracts from the local Carlton and United breweries. After several months, he perfected his recipe using onion and celery extracts and loads of salt, but the invention needed a name. So in 1923, a competition was run to name the new spread. The winning entry was pulled from a hat, and Vegemite was born. And then nearly tanked. Since the war coming to an end, the original Marmite was back on shelves, and Australians were wary of the new kid on the block. In 1928, following the dwindling sales, and in one of the most cringe-inducing marketing fails known to humankind, Walker rebranded Vegemite as Powell. The experiment was short-lived, although this wouldn't be the last time Vegemite was the victim of a branding snafu. After the unrebrand, Walker decided to give the spread away free with processed cheese. This catapulted the popularity of Vegemite because, hey, who doesn't like free stuff anyway? A few years later, Vegemite was added to the ration packs for Australian soldiers during World War II. Vegemite quickly became a patriotic symbol during wartime, and this further boosted its popularity back home. Kraft Foods eventually took over control of Vegemite and manufactured it for over 80 years. But in January 2017, Vegemite's owners became Australian once again when Baker Cheese acquired Vegemite as part of a $460 million deal with Kraft. In 2018, Vegemite is still being produced in Melbourne, Australia. So what does this delicious black sticky paste called Vegemite taste like? Well, salty. Vegemite has a salt content of approximately 8.6%. For comparison, the average salinity of seawater is 3.5%. Vegemite is also high in glutamic acid, which gives it a rich umami flavor. If you don't know what umami is, it's that deep savory flavor that Parmesan cheese, miso soup, and MSG have in common. Australians enjoy this beloved spread in multiple ways. The most common way is on toast with loads of butter and a thin layer of Vegemite on top. Other ways include in a sandwich with cheese, with avocado on toast, or baked into a cheesy scroll. And finally, Vegemite has spawned many branded spin-offs, the most noteworthy of which was in 2015, when Cadbury created an unbelievably strange and weirdly delicious bar of chocolate that was filled with Vegemite-flavored caramel. Needless to say, this experiment was divisive and short-lived, but demonstrated the versatility of this Australian staple. So that's the story of Vegemite, Australia's mighty black spread with a colorful intercontinental history.
Hello, I'm Sue, and I'm from Australia.
Is Vegemite very common in Australia?
Yes, I think every household has a jar of Vegemite in their fridge.
And do all Australians eat Vegemite?
I would say the majority, yes.
How often do they eat it? Like every day or?
Probably a couple of times a week, usually for breakfast.
How do they eat it? What do they usually eat it with?
Generally, people eat it on toast with some butter, but sometimes kids will have a Vegemite sandwich for lunch at school.
How does it taste?
It's very salty, but I don't know how else to explain it. It's a very unique taste.
Yeah. Do you personally like it?
Yes, I eat
So cute. So you eat it for breakfast every morning, or?
Not every morning, but a couple of times a week. If I need to eat something quick before university, I'll have some Vegemite on toast.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you
That's
say
okay.
Can you say something in Thai? Like, can you maybe introduce yourself in Thai or say something in Thai? I want to hear it.
สวัสดีค่ะฉันชื่ออิงกฤษทิชนานะคะมาจากออสเตรเลียค่ะ
โอ้ยชัดมากชัดมากโอเคขอบคุณนะขอบคุณค่ะ Moreover, there was a song that was used to advertise Australia's iconic Vegemite spread, Happy Little Vegemite, and this song still remains today. It seems there is a legitimate claim that people who consume Vegemite are less anxious and stressed than people who don't eat it. That's why the song is called Happy Little Vegemite. Also, many Australians have been taught to sing this song in school since they were young.
Happy little Vegemites, as bright can be. We all enjoy our Vegemite for breakfast, lunch and tea.
Our mummies say we're growing stronger every single week because we love our Vegemite. We all adore our Vegemite. It puts a rose in every cheek.
Everyone has their way of eating Vegemite, even straight from the jar. But there's one thing we all agree on: we love our Vegemite.
As we have done the research about Vegemite, we have come to the conclusion that Vegemite is very common in Australia, and it can be found in every household. We can say that it's a significant part of Australian culture, and it also shows the identity of Australia. According to the interviews, we can see that most foreigners don't like Vegemite. It might be because they haven't been cultivated to eat it since they were young and they're not familiar with it. On the other hand, we believe that Australians have been encouraged to consume Vegemite since they were young, because yeast is a good source of vitamin B. Also, as you can see that there are many children in the Happy Little Vegemite song, as they tried to encourage children to eat Vegemite. Furthermore, Ingrid, our Australian friend, also said that she has started eating Vegemite since she was a kid. They try to persuade young people to consume Vegemite because of its benefits. Why do they try to focus on children? We think that it would be easier for their parents to teach their kids at an early age to eat something that tastes bad but has huge advantages. In recent years, many societies have been becoming more culturally diverse and growing minority communities. Australia is also a multicultural country. To spread the idea of multiculturalism, they have been trying to produce Vegemite into various products, such as Vegemite ice cream, Vegemite chocolate bar, and Vegemite cheese sausages. Although many foreigners, according to the survey, don't enjoy eating Vegemite because of its taste, the number of consumers who want to try Vegemite has been increasing. It makes foreigners feel curious about their culture and want to learn about the people and the culture of Australia. The impact of Vegemite makes Australians feel patriotic because they feel a strong sense of belonging to Australia, a sense of gratitude to the place they were born in, and a sense of belonging to their people who were born there because they share one thing in common.